Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so sorry it's taken so long for this video to come out. Only 2 weeks, but my wrist is healed. I probably said that in my last video. But we are on the next chapter of Kitsune, ANBU Naruto / Gaanaru. Uh, I just have a couple things I want to say before we start. One of my friends is now on a document that I have for my Naruto What If. It is what if Gaara and Naruto were brothers. Knowing me, I've probably mentioned it in a video before. But he reads it for me, and if he sees anything that could possibly be fixed, he will comment it and tell me if it needs to be fixed or not. And yeah, that's it. Let's just go ahead and get in with the next chapter of Kitsune, ANBU Naruto / Gaanaru. Just so you guys know, I don't really remember what happened in the last chapter because I've been reading a lot of Naruto fanfics. I'm sorry. Naru? Iruka whispered sadly. I hung my head and knocked out Mitsuki. I hopped from building to building before landing in front of TNI. I explained what happened and went to Ichiraku's ramen shop. I ordered my usual, then went home. I trusted inside and ignored Kuruma's calls. I looked over at the small black box I had. I decided no for tonight, and to just do more tomorrow. I laid in bed and closed my eyes, but of course I couldn't sleep. So I just laid in bed for 2 hours until I gave up and walked around the village. Who are you? Somebody asked. I turned around to face them, and just my luck, Sasuke. Oh, how fun. Somebody, is all I answered before continuing to walk. Wait, answer me, will you? The angry Sasuke yelled. I sighed. My name is none of your importance. Now please leave me alone. I told him calmly. I will not. Do you know who I am? He yelled. I turned around to face him. Yes, I know who you are. I just don't give a fuck. I told him. He flinched, and I continued walking. He followed me like a rat. Leave me alone, damn it, I groaned. No, he continued. Yes, to bother me the entire night. He yawned at around four, and I sighed. I picked him up over my shoulder and took him to the Uchiha compound. I have legs, you know, he sassed. I sighed. But would you listen to me? I asked. Touché. He said goodbye, and I finished up a few things around the village. After that, I just went home. Damn, Itachi, you just had to tell me to take care of him, I growled. I got changed into academy clothes and put my hinge back on. I went to sleep and smiled to myself. I knew Iruka had passed me because there wasn't any reason not to. I mean, I'm a fucking ANBU, and I was on a mission. I went to the academy and decided I would take off the hinge in class. Gigi said I could drop the act before the tuning exams, but he didn't exactly say for the exams. I smirked, and instead of my ANBU outfit on the other side of the hinge, it's something like his second ninja outfit, just instead of orange, it's dark blue. But my ears were still hidden along with my scars and eyes. I smirked and laughed eternally. I can't wait to see the looks on their stupid faces, Kurama yelled. I chuckled softly. Me too, Kura, I told him internally. I arrived and everyone looked at me when I entered because I didn't make a scene like usual. Hey, what are you doing here? Failures can't come here, Kiwi yelled. I chuckled softly and smiled even softer. I pulled out my regular ninja headband that barely had a scratch on it and showed it to all of them. There was a mistake. Mitsuki was controlling my chakra, so I couldn't do anything about it. I lied. They all froze when I used my natural soft voice and not my usual high-pitched scratchy one. I smirked and made a few hand signs. Hinge release, I yelled, and transformed into old me, but with no scars and eyes. My hair was about as long as my dad's, and everyone gasped at me. People started whispering around stuff, saying stuff like, "Is that really Naruto?" Or stuff like, Who knew Naruto was actually hot?" But then the audacity of one bitch said, "It's you!" Sasuke screamed. I chuckled. "Hey Sasuke, now do you regret following me around yesterday?" I chuckled. His mouth opened and closed, but no sound came out. I put on a small smile and sat beside him. "Alright, today we're putting you on squads," Iruka announced. He went on to explaining squads. Team 7 is Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno. Sorry, but I really wanted to say it, but I'm not going to. Hirono. I grimaced. And Sasuke Uchiha. I banged my head on the desk. Oh, just fucking fantastic. We waited around until there were only 3 squads left who needed to be picked up by their senseis. I was pacing the room, muttering, "Please, anybody but him," several times. Everybody had been picked up by their senseis. I yelled and banged my head into the wall. It left a dent in the wall and a small bruise on my forehead. Sakura and Sasuke gasped and looked at me. "Why the hell did you do that?" Sasuke asked. I sighed. "Because I figured out who our sensei is," I groaned. 2 hours later, Kakashi walked in and we all glared at him. Mine was especially scary since we worked on ANBU missions together before he decided to become a Jonin, and he was always late unless I threatened him. "I swear to God, be late again and I will burn all of your Icha Paradise books, and I will not buy them for you again," I growled. His eyes widened at my common threat. "My first thought on all of you? The cheetah is scary, and the rest of you are boring," he told us. "Meet on the roof in 5. He shushed and I followed him. "I will keep true to my threats, Hatake," I warned, and he was practically shaking in his shoes and tried to stay away from me. Hi, Captain. What are you doing in the academy?" he asked. I glared at him. "Mission classified," is all I said before sitting down and waiting for the others. When they arrived, we sat around it in a half circle, and Kakashi told us to introduce ourselves. Sorry, I had to stop for a second. "How do we do that, Sensei?" Sakura asked. I scoffed silently. "I mean, come on. Top Kunoichi? She doesn't even know how to introduce herself. Stupid." "Oh, I don't know. Likes, dislikes, dreams?" he told her. "Why don't you go first, Sensei?" He, she asked. He sighed. "My name is Kakashi Hatake. Likes nothing in particular. Dislikes not a lot of things. My hobbies are none of your business, and my dream is my own personal information," he told us. I chuckled quietly. "Now you, Pinky," he told her. "Don't call me that. My name's Sakura Haruno. I like..." She looks at Sasuke and squeals. "My hobbies," she makes a sort of moan sound. "And my dream..." She gets a fucking nosebleed. "And I dislike Naruto, Baka, and Ino Pig," she shouted. I shrugged. "Now you, Emo," Kakashi said, pointing to Sasuke. "My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I don't like anything, and I dislike everything. My hobbies are training, and I don't have a dream because I will because it will become a reality. I will kill a certain someone and restore my clan, he whispered. I looked down sadly and thought of Itachi. He was always there for me when I first became an ANBU. What about you, Cheeto? I just love that nickname, sorry. He asked. I shrugged. My name is Uzumaki, and don't I don't have the motivation to say anything else. I shrugged. Don't go Nara on me, Naruto, Kurama shouted. I ignored him. We'll meet tomorrow at Training Field 7 at 7, Kakashi told us. Yes, 7, I warned, and he nodded. I sighed. Oh, and don't eat anything tomorrow, he told us. I chuckled. History is a broken record, huh, Kakashi? You guys want to eat tomorrow? Somebody I know did the same test. Sorry. I clicked something that I shouldn't have, and it just messed everything up. I fixed it, though. I smiled sadly before exiting the rooftop and walking around town. Hey, look, it's the demon, somebody yelled. Shit, I yelped as I continued to run away from them. Weeks later, on the capture Tora mission. I'm ready at point A, ready in point C, ready in point B. Silence went over the comms. Naruto, you have to check in, Kakashi scolded. I can't see him, so why bother saying I'm ready? I asked. They all groaned. I continued petting the cat in my arms when my hand accidentally brushed up against its ear. I tensed. Guys? I asked on the comms. What now, Naruto? Kakashi asked. Does the cat, have a bow on its right ear? I asked. Yes, Naruto, do you see him? Sasuke asked, annoyed. Yeah, but about that. I may have been petting that same cat in my lap for the past 2 hours, I said nervously. What? Going over to the Hokage's tower. Naruto, how did you calm the demon cat down? Uruka asked, surprised. I chuckled softly and told the cat's owner the right way to hold a cat. She thanked me and left, actually holding the cat the right way. I guess animals just like me. Once I fell asleep in the forest, and there were 4 different species of animals around me. I was super hot because of the big bear's fur. I rambled on. Everyone stared at me in shock. Alright, Gigi, what's our next mission? I asked. Naruto, be respectful, Sakura yelled as she tried to hit me on the head. I caught her hand and continued talking with Gigi. Well, there's walking the Inuzuka's dogs, watching the farmer's children, weeding a few gardens. Gigi, I want a real mission, not these D-rings, I yelled. I hardly ever yelled, so the Anbu in the room flinched. Gigi glared at me. Fine, Naru. Tazuna, you can come in now, Gigi called. The smell of alcohol itself nearly brought me to a panic attack. I froze where I stood, slightly shaking. Gigi, why the fuck would you assign me a mission with a drunk? You know what they did, I screamed. Whoa there, Feisty, are you sure you can keep me safe? He was cut off by me moving at the speed of light and breaking his steak bottle with my bare hand. Bring any fucking alcohol, and Kakashi will need to protect you from me, I growled while walking out of the room, ignoring all the other shouts. That is the end of this chapter. I will try my hardest to get another chapter out soon, but this weekend I'm not even going to be home. I'm going to a different state. Um, so I will be trying to get another one out tonight if I can. I gotta see how long the next chapter is. If I decide I'm gonna do it, I can definitely read the next chapter again tonight. The next chapter tonight, but it's not gonna be in this video. Next video will be the next chapter. I can't wait to start reading it for you guys. I honestly love this book, And then there are a bunch of different books that I want to read. They're all in a reading list. And as I get done with this book, I will be asking another person who I have their book in my reading list if I can read their book here. Uh, can't wait. Love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Love y'all.